my money. There is nobody, no one that run me. So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely. Living lovely. She's lovely. I wanna be with you. 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 Me just love me. If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to. Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of your new favorite show, the Mykell Mathieu Show, baby. Here doing my thing on a beautiful day here in Los Angeles, California. Um, it's a lot of fun going out here. Juneteenth weekend. Y'all see the shirt, grateful, thankful, blessed, and black, baby. The red, black, and green. So I know Juneteenth was yesterday. So happy Juneteenth to everybody. It passed, but it is Juneteenth weekend. We celebrating being black all weekend. So I hope y'all ready for it, man. But I got a good one for you. There's been some stuff going on, but we got to start in the NBA because it is crazy what we're seeing. Game 7 basketball. I said it last show. Hopefully we get to see it. I thought the Thunder would come out and take care of business, but they didn't. They were smacked up, beat up, and jumped from the get-go. They had a tough time. But shout out to the Pacers, man. They came to work. They were like, hey, if we're going to get eliminated and our season ends and we don't win the championship, it won't happen in front of us. The crowd was lit. It was just a great environment for basketball. But I'm so disappointed in OKC, man. Like, they came out like they weren't ready to play. They had a chance to not put any pressure on themselves because game 7, all the pressure's on them. They had a chance to come out, get this victory, and be done, to be celebrating this Friday, but it didn't happen. They came up very, very short, losing 108-91. They just look like a team that kind of was like, we don't have to win here. So if they jump out on us, we kind of just let them slide. Like Shea struggled, 8 turnovers. Jalen Williams didn't perform like he did the game prior. We had 40 points. It was a tough struggle for the Oklahoma City Thunder all night on both ends because the Pacers were able to make it happen. Obi Toppin did his part and went crazy. 20 points off the bench. Halliburton looked healthy, only had to play 23 minutes. Pascal Siakam, 16 and 13. It was just a total team effort for the Pacers to pick up the win, and it was a total team effort by the Thunder playing poorly leading to this Game 7. And I know we all love Game 7s. Game 7s are what we want to see when it comes to playoff basketball because we know that it is do or die. Anything goes. But, man, for Oklahoma City not to pick up this victory and to go down the way that they did is so disappointing. You would expect the team to say, hey, we want to pounce on them and get out of there. I expected the Thunder to show up and Shea and Jalen Williams to come out early and try to push a lead, but they came out very sluggish, not protecting the ball. And like I said, they look like a team that was like, we're good going back home for Game 7, which is crazy to me because I know it's tough to beat Oklahoma City at home. It took Halliburton, a buzzer beater, to knock them off and still won in Game 1. But it's one game that it comes down to, and your shots can just be off, and the other team can be making shots that they never make, and they can come and steal Game 7 from you. So I was disappointed. Like that second quarter, they just looked like a team that once they got hit in the mouth, they were just like, we just going to take it and we'll catch them in Game 7. But shout out to the Pacers. They did what they had to do. They took care of business. They protected home, and it was really dope, just the atmosphere, the environment there. A lot of the alumni there. I saw Meta World Peace. You know, Reggie Miller's been popping up with the nastiest hoodie and jersey tucked in, which is crazy. But, man, they performed. And when I thought it was going to be bleak, they came and they showed out. And I got to give a super shout out to TJ McConnell. That guy has been playing some inspiring basketball. 12 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. If people ever wonder, like, how would John Stockton look in the modern day NBA? He will look a lot like TJ McConnell. I believe he will be better, but he will look like a lot like TJ McConnell. And you see the type of impact that TJ has. So shout out to TJ McConnell, doing his part, helping out Halliburton. And, for the Thunder, once again, turning over the basketball at any level. If you turn the ball over, your best player has 8 turnovers, the guy who has the ball the most, you're most likely going to lose. But it was just one of those games. The Pacers got at them early, smacked them up. The Thunder said, we don't want no part of it. Let's beat them at home. And maybe they might take care of business in game 7 and be like, hey, let's win at home. If we're going to win a championship for the first time ever for the Thunder, let's do it at home. So maybe they're confident that they can do that. Game 7 is tough. I'm going to roll with OKC. I think that OKC finds a way to win at home, take care of business. I'm going to count on Shea. I'm going to count on Jalen Williams. It's going to be a lot on Chet, too. Chet has to perform and help dominate the glass. It's going to be a team effort needed because the Pacers are going to give everything they got. They are playing with house money. They have nothing to lose. They are clearly the team that's not the favorite. They've been the underdog probably throughout these playoffs. So they have nothing to lose. So I want to see the Thunder come out and pounce right away on the Pacers. I hope we get a great legendary game, but I think the Thunder are going to try to smack them up after being embarrassed in game 6. But if the Pacers do find a way to win, that means that one of possibly 3 players will be the finals MVP. Tyrese Halliburton, Pascal Siakam, or maybe a dark horse can be TJ McConnell if somehow, he gets the votes. And we've seen crazier things like Iguodala taking a finals MVP from Steph Curry. But just thinking about if the Pacers do find a way to win game 7, the fact that one of those 3 guys, Halliburton, Siakam, or TJ McConnell, will be the finals MVP. We have a chance to see the worst finals MVP, our best player for a championship team in the 2000s. Like, it is crazy to think that the Pacers truly might have a chance to win the finals with possibly the worst best player on any of those championship teams. I know Iggy was a bad finals MVP, but the Pacers have a chance to put out one worse if somehow TJ McCollum steals it, but I don't see it. But when you think about teams that's won championships in the 2000s, their best players has been star of stars. If we go back through the years from today to 2024, 23 on, it's been all great players leading their teams to championship. This is why I always argue about ring culture and championships, because you can't tell me that the history of the game didn't show us that the best players lead their teams to the championship. And that's what we've mostly seen. But if somehow the Pacers win, who's their best player? Some people say Pascal Siakam. I think it's Tyrese Halliburton because he can score, he assists, he affects the game in so many ways. But the fact that he might be the best player, him or Siakam, on a team that wins the NBA championship is crazy. It could be the worst best player we've seen on a team since when? Maybe 2004, the Detroit Pistons, where it was Chauncey Billups who was looked at, or Ben Wallace or Rasheed Wallace, who was looked upon as the best player of those teams. Are you choosing Halliburton or Siakam over Billups, Rasheed, or Ben Wallace? I don't know, but it will be a crazy champion if the Pacers somehow win in game 7, because they will put up probably the worst best player on the team to win a championship in the 2000s and possibly of all time, which is so crazy. This will be one of those like 2004 Detroit Pistons where it's just a total team effort winning the championship. But usually the greats find a way. That's why Shea has to come out in game 7 and go and get this championship, because he's an NBA MVP. He's going to have a hell of a career going ahead. He don't want to mess things up. But I got OKC winning. But if the Pacers find a way, it will be crazy. To keep it into basketball, LeBron James. He's a name that we're going to talk about a lot because he's always in the news. He don't just kick back and be quiet. He got his show, Mind the Game, and once again, he wants to alter things. First, he's trying to talk us off that championships don't matter as much when it comes to these players, when we know they do. We know the greatest of the greats win championships. That's why they're the greatest of the greats. There's a difference between the greats and the greatest of the greats. The greats are great players, great individuals. They do their thing. Some of them don't have championships, but then there's the greatest of the greats who go out and get them. And he's trying to talk us away from that. But then LeBron James is like, hey, he goes on his show, Mind the Game podcast, and he says, maybe the NBA should consider changing games from 48 minutes to 40 minutes. And maybe they should be adopting FIBA's goaltending rule. And I'm going to tackle one at a time. Because when it comes to changing the time of a game, 48 minutes has been perfectly fine for a long, long time in this league. You shouldn't touch it. Let it be. But I'm thinking about LeBron and how he is. And maybe LeBron is like, maybe if this time is less and guys can only play 40 minutes a game, no way no one can ever come close to catching me again when it comes to all-time scoring. I was able to go catch Kareem because I put together this amazing career, which you got to give him credit for. But if they only play 40 minutes, no one will ever come close to catching me. So I want to see it. I hope that's not the way LeBron is thinking at all, because I don't think that helps the game. It hurts it. We want to see more basketball, just competitive basketball, players playing like they mean it. And I do think today, more than ever, we have a lot of players who just love the lifestyle of being an NBA player, but they don't truly love the game and want to be the greatest. So that kind of hurts the game. But at the end of the day, these guys do want to come out and play. They do want to come out and hoop, and we don't want to take minutes away from them on the court. We want them to be on the court. We want them to play. LeBron, I don't want to hear that. And the reason why people are like, hey, you just a LeBron hater, and he's just giving an opinion, but he's LeBron James. We have seen recently Adam Silver listens to this guy. He can say anything and it's going to be breaking news. So the fact that he come out and say something like this is going to be people talking about it, like myself, journalists like myself or podcasters or whatever. They're going to talk about it, and it could be a possibility because the greatest player in the game today, or the biggest name in the game today, I should say, the greatest name in the game today is saying it. So whatever Bron say, people are going to listen. So hopefully they don't listen to that. And with the FIBA goaltending rule, I just don't like changing of the game too much. Like, I know they do it when they play in the Olympics and Euro basketball and things like that. But you got to remember, the NBA is much more athletic players and, things like that. So I don't want to see any of it. I'm somebody that likes, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. And I don't think the game is broken. We've seen a great playoffs basketball. We just need, the stars of the stars to emerge and more people will tune in, and that will help. But changing it, I don't want to see the game shortened. I don't really care about the goaltending rule. If they do it, so be it. I don't think it's going to affect the game too much. If they don't, perfectly fine. Leave it alone. Y'all let me know out there whether you tapping in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube on the Misfits Live page, X or Instagram, or even TikTok. What do you guys feel about LeBron James and his vision of possibly changing some things when it comes to the NBA? I'm not a fan of it. I told you here on this show, when it comes to X, I'm tapped into a lot of things people are talking about when it comes to sport, entertainment, whatever. And one of the things people are discussing is T-Mac and Kobe Bryant. If you don't know, Tracy McGrady, he's out there. He's doing a lot more podcasts. He's making himself be known. He's being very vocal out there, which is dope because he is one of those guys. He's not in those greats, but he's one of those great individual players that you have to put some respect on his name. And he got people out there being bold, and they are saying some of the craziest takes, even saying that T-Mac at one point was better than Kobe Bryant, and I don't agree with it. I don't believe none of it. Kobe was always an elite scorer, one of the top 3 in the league. But to go along with that, he was always one of the top 5 to 10 defenders in the NBA. And people always underestimate the defensive side of basketball. The reason why the Pacers won game 6, because offensively they did some really good things. They didn't score 110 points, which they're undefeated when they do so in the playoff. They scored 108, but they played really good defense and stopped one of the better offenses this year to 91 points. Kobe is a defensive guy that was able to shine on that end and still drop 35 to 40 on you. And he was the guy who helped the Lakers get through in the playoffs in 2002, 2003. And people are really out there debating if T-Mac was better than Kobe Bryant. No, he wasn't. And I know people want to say, hey, what if we put T-Mac on the Lakers and things like that? You got to remember, that means young T-Mac, 17 years old, 18 years old, joining up with the Lakers and having to grow. We don't know how he would have grown next to Shaq. We don't know how he would have been able to fit in with all of those veterans. Would he have shrunk underneath all of those veterans, or emerged like Kobe did? Because Kobe looked at them veterans, was like, I don't care about y'all, I'm better than y'all, I'm here to hoop. Would T-Mac have that same attitude? And clearly Kobe was chasing MJ, while T-Mac might have been chasing Kobe, while they were playing to be better. Kobe was like, I'm trying to chase MJ, I'm doing everything I can to mimic that. So I don't know. I love T-Mac, especially when he was with Orlando, but I know he would shrink sometime in the playoffs, and I know it was tough there with Orlando, but he did play with Yao. And I know it wasn't the most healthiest Yao, but when he did have a healthy Yao, they didn't look crazy. He's just not Kobe to me, and I got love for T-Mac, but people say the darnest things on social media, especially when they talking sports. So I don't want to hear nothing, because I'm taking Kobe over T-Mac all day, every day, from whichever age you want to put them at. I'm taking Kobe Bryant. And to keep it with the Lakers, we all know, I was here Wednesday, got the breaking news from Shams that the Lakers, the Buss family was selling majority ownership to Mark Walter. And Laker fans, we all got excited because we see what he's doing with the Dodgers and they're winners and things like that. And I told you I would talk about it, but I'm going to just say be patient, because baseball is different from the NBA. Baseball, you could just throw them chips and you can go get you a championship roster. In the NBA, it's a much different game. You have the salary cap. Yes, you have a luxury tax that you can go over, but you can't go too crazy with that. And it's just going to take some time. Like, this isn't a quick fix. Jeannie Buss is still governor of the team. She's going to be handling a lot of decisions with the team. So I would just say patience. I love the move. It's a guy that has big bucks, but I don't expect things to change really quick on the court. But I do expect the Lakers to start doing more once again when it comes to the community and everything surrounding things away from the court, because they kind of been slacking there. The Clippers have kind of caught the Lakers as far as you go to these parks, everything is Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Clippers players are doing more events throughout the city. You're not really hearing much about the Lakers making move and touching the inner city like they once did, especially during the Kobe Bryant era. So I think that's where Mark Walter is going to really be able to use that money and to get everything to be Lakers once again, battling with the Clippers and overthrowing them with that. And then once the on-court stuff add up, it's going to be a full Laker takeover once again, just like we kind of see with the Dodgers when it comes to the city. But I'm excited as a Laker guy, childhood Laker guy, and ready to see another champion, man. Ready to see a team that we can fully get behind of and really rock with, because we need the Lakers winning. The NBA needs the Lakers winning because they help bring ratings, because they are possibly the greatest sports team in the world. So hopefully the Lakers can get back to it. But $10 billion for the Buss family. Shout out to them. Get your bag. To take you to the women's side of things, it's a few games being played right now. Go tap in if you can. I'm going to tap in right after this. The Sparks are back tomorrow against the Minnesota Lynx, so that's going to be fun. But speaking of the Lynx, shout out to Caitlin Clark and Aficia Collier. They are leading vote getters so far in the All-Star voting. So if you haven't done your voting yet, go and do so. These ladies have been hooping all year long. We already know Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA, the biggest name, and she balling. but Neficia Collier is the MVP if we had to vote for it today. She has been balling, so go show her some love. I believe Aaliyah Boston was in the top 5. Asia Wilson was in the top 5 of voting. But don't forget, get your voting in. A few sparks are in the top 20. Rakia Jackson, De'Erica Hamby, Kelsey Plum at 11. So go get your voting in. Show some love to the ladies and try to get them into the All-Star game. So let's take it away from the hardwood. Let's go to the diamond. And I just have to say, Dodgers Padres was a fun series to watch this week. And when it comes to a rivalry, that is a real deal rivalry. I know we want to talk the Yankees, but they don't really play them as much. And that's New York, LA, two different leagues, NL, AL. I know we talked the Giants, the Bay Area, Los Angeles beef, but San Diego is closer. And, you know, if you from LA or San Diego, there's always some things said back and forth about people from that area, how LA, we like, man, they different. They might be weird. And San Diego, they just think they might be a little more cooler than us. So they think they can match LA's people's cool. But seeing this rivalry, man, it's a real deal. People getting hit by pitches, bench clearing near brawls and things like that. You love to see it. I'm a big guy when it comes to rivalries in sports, and I would love to see it. Now it got me excited. I can't wait to see what's next when the Dodgers and the Padres play once again. But, man, I just love to see that. It just shows the competitiveness. And it's a LA San Diego thing, man. It's a 2-hour drive. You know what I'm saying? So you got a player, Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers, lives in San Diego. So it's that close. But, man, just to see their games this week, it was really exciting, really fun. I can't wait to see more Dodgers Padres. I think that's the it rivalry right now for the Dodgers over the Yankees, over the Giants, and anybody else. Dodgers Padres is always fun, and it means business. The Dodgers, they're off today, but they're going to be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to be in the building for that one because it's Ice Cube bobblehead day tomorrow. And we already know he's been a true voice for the Dodgers doing his thing. He was there last year at the World Series. He was there when they had their parade. He's been one of the big names when it comes to supporting the Dodgers. So shout out to Ice Cube. It's his bobblehead day tomorrow when they play against the Washington Nationals. So if you're available, pull up. It's going to be fun. Let's see what they do. I got to send prayers out, keeping it on the diamond, keeping it Los Angeles or Orange County, however you want to place the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But manager Ron Washington will be out indefinitely because of health issues, and bench coach Ray Montgomery will manage Friday's night game tonight against the Astros. So prayers out to Coach Ron Washington, 73 years old. He experienced shortness of breath and appeared fatigued in their last game versus the Yankees. So he had to, he was cleared to fly home to make sure that he's all right. So prayers out to Ron Washington for the Angels, who was able to take 3 out of the 4 against the Yankees. I was hoping they swept them, but they couldn't. They took 3 out of 4. They're playing some solid baseball. They're hovering around 500. You want them to stay around there or get above it so that they can be there in contention for a wild card spot as we get later and later in the season. They got the Astros. Astros are always tough, but fingers crossed the Halos can show up and play well even without manager Ron Washington with the team. Not much going on in the NFL. I know they're getting mini camps and things wrapped up. I know the Rams were in Hawaii doing their thing, but it's not a lot going on there. But we're getting close. We got July, August is training camp, and I can't wait. Like I said, I'm excited to see the Chargers. I'm excited to see the Rams. I'm excited to see my Kansas City Chiefs, see if they can bounce back and make it to their 4th straight Super Bowl. The build-up is going to be great. But like I said, once again, happy Juneteenth. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. Grateful, thankful, blessed, and black, baby, because Juneteenth is celebrated or should be celebrated every day because we're free and we're doing our thing. But it's Juneteenth weekend. I know it's more events going on, more turn-ups that's going to be had. But do y'all remember what happened last year, Juneteenth? It was a big show at the Los Angeles Forum, the LA Forum, the Fabulous Forum, whatever you want to call it, the Forum. And it was the pop-out, man. And Kendrick Lamar did his thing, him in the West Coast, alongside DJ Mustard, alongside DJ Head. And they made some great things happen. That's one of those hip-hop moments and memories that you're going to have for a very long time because what they were able to do, it led to GNX and what Kendrick is doing with his tour. But shout out to my guy DJ Head. He's like, hey, they was recording. PG Lang was recording some things. So can you imagine a documentary with the pop out and all that went into it? All the great West Coast artists that were there. It was a moment, man. So to hopefully see a documentary, man, once again, fingers crossed, because that will be so lit, so much fun, man, to see something like that. Because the pop out was epic. And I'm still jealous of people who went. I wasn't able to get in there, but man, it was a moment. People were there in the forum, or they were watching it on TV, having the time of their life. Let's get a documentary. DJ Head, make it happen. We need that, man. So keeping it hip hop. What's up with Jim Jones, y'all? Like Jim Jones, I know he's showing his face. He getting outside, doing interviews, ain't not letting no music talk. First, he had to say some mess about Pusha T and the Clips not liking their records, which he's crazy. But this dude actually said that he has a better catalog than the great Nas. He's like, we're Nas Billboard entries. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't know what he's smoking on, but he is out of his mind. The man Nas has classic albums. He is still putting together fire records. He is Nas doing his thing. And you know, people rock with Jim Jones, Ballin', and other records that he had as well. But in no way is his catalog near what Nas has to offer. Nas runs deep with great music. Illmatic, it was written. I Am, Nostradamus. I know a lot of people hate it at this time, but you can still run some of that. It ain't bad. Stillmatic, fire. The Lost Tapes, Godson, Street Disciples, Hip Hop is Dead, Nas, Distant Relative, Life is Good, leading up to Lost Tapes 2, King Disease, 1, 2, and 3, Magic, 1, 2, and 3. Like Nas has too much. Like you mentioning Eclipse is one thing, but mentioning Nas, you are out of your cotton picking mind, if people even use that anymore. Because it's Nas, bro. Like you could have said anybody else, but Nas, one of the 5 to 7 greatest rappers to ever do this. And it's not just because he's rapping dope, it's because he's making dope music as well. So Jim Jones, put the pipe down. Stop doing what you're doing and leave Nas out of this. You're Jim Jones. To me, you're the third best diplomat after Cameron and Jewels. And I like that you getting outside and you talking your mess. Do it in the music. You come put together a fire album, then we can talk. Until then, I don't want to hear nothing about no Jim Jones, especially talking about a legend like Nas that he ain't never made better music than or ever been better than. So cut it out, my boy. And topics that's been going on, it's gonna go on forever because of Kendrick and Drake thing. Sales, quality. And for me, I just want to say this. When it comes to sales, sales are great. We want to see you sell records. When you sell records, that show that you got mass appeal, which is dope. But just because you sell a lot of records don't mean it's great quality music. You know, think about food. When you think about food today, what sells the most? These top-notch restaurants, Nobu, Towels, or whatever, or does McDonald's and Subway and places like that make the most money and sell more? It's going to be McDonald's, Subway, and etc. because it's fast food. And fast food stuff, you can get it and be like, cool. And a lot of people latch onto it and be like, this is great, but it don't make it great quality food. That's why we have major restaurants. And it's the same with the music. Some people put out microwave music that's really good for a week and then you forget about it. Or maybe it's good for a month, then you forget about it. But you have some people who make timeless records that last forever. And I don't care about too much your sales. I care how good the music is. I don't want to bash on Drake because I actually listen to Drake. I think Drake is dope. I wish he would rap more and focus on that. But he's somebody that puts out some music that can be microwave type music to where it's here today, gone tomorrow. How many people are truly going back to run back his albums and stuff like that? Like I knew they do some good numbers, but the quality just wasn't crazy. He had, like, today's music game is so different. It's stand culture. People go and tune in. But at the end of the day, no matter what your name is, it's about the quality. And the quality keeps people running back and running your stuff. The reason why people still play oldies music, because it was quality music that you had to run back to. A lot of these people's music, 30 years, 40 years from now, you're not going to hear anything about it. Like, people aren't going to care. But I guarantee guys like Jay, like Nas, like Big, Pac, Kendrick, etc., you want to go run it back because it's like, man, this was so great. I need to listen to it. So we're only time can tell, but I will always pick quality over sales any day. But sales, it's a great bonus because it's great to see people buying your music, but it don't mean that your music is great. Thinking about Kendrick, his highest selling record, I believe it's Humble or Luther, one of those records, are looking at GNX. When you think about GNX, Luther is his highest selling song on the album. I don't think that it's a top 4 song on the album. You know, I like TV Off. I like Heart Part 6, Peekaboo. You know, I just think it's a lot more that's better than Luther on that album. Hey Now, of course, is fire. Squabble Up. Right, you start off with the intro was fire. So just because Luther outsold everything don't mean it's the most quality and best record on the album. So we can't get too caught into sales because quality matters. The more you get caught up in the sales, these artists stop caring about quality and just want to put out music because they can see they can get numbers. So the quality falls off. And that's what has affected hip hop. The quality has fallen off because people just make microwave music because they know they're popular on social media. They know they have a stand following. So they just want to continue to give us garbage and the quality is left. That's why you respect guys like J. Cole, Kendrick, Jid, and, you know, a lot of others because they focus on the quality just as much as the sales. If it's sell and go crazy, of course, I want to be able to do that. But I want to make quality music first. Before I get out of here, it's Friday, so I got to give you Mykell's top 5 when it comes to the music that I'm listening to this week. Nonchalant by Westside Boogie featuring Mommy. Dope record. Go tap into it. I believe it dropped like 2 years ago, but it's a song that I've been rocking with this week. Really fire. Another Compton native doing his thing. So shout out to him. I'm gonna go 2 records for this crew. So Be It, the new one from Clips. Like, I'm really liking that song. Fire. They both rapping. Malice is like, Pusha T, don't forget, bro, I can spit just like you. And they both going crazy. And of course, Push took his shots at Travis Scott. So that was pretty dope. Heart Ain't Empty by Blast. One of them songs that, you know, you can vibe to and listen to. And it's one of them deep records, especially if you lost someone. So go listen to that. Blast, I feel, never misses, so I always tap into what he got. Success by Jay-Z and Nas. It's my favorite record with Jay and Nas, both on there going crazy. The beat is fire. Like the keys on the record, like one of my favorite songs to hear both of them on. And then to give you that oldies look, that oldies jam, Give Me the Night by George Benson. Make sure y'all go check that out. Cool, vibey track. Really swaggy, man. So I thank you guys. Next time you guys hear from me, it's going to be Monday. It's going to be after a new NBA champion is crowned. And who knows what else may go on in this crazy world. But you know I got you covered. I thank you guys for tapping in. Shout out to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube under the Misfits live page, X, Instagram, and TikTok for all you guys tuning in. I got to get outside, man. It's a hot one today, but hey, it's going to be some fun times this weekend, so I can't wait. I see you guys Monday. I hope y'all ready for another episode of your new favorite show. Remember, you're a part of this journey to my Hollywood star, man. So I can't wait for it to happen so that you all can be there with me. So I'll see you guys Monday. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Hey, still Juneteenth, baby. Turn up.
We gon' function, doing some shit, feeling like Tyson with it. Look at that Tyson with it. Only for the night, I'm kidding. Only for life, yeah, only for life, yeah, only for life. Let's get it. Hit that shoulder, I know what coming over me. Backstroke overseas. I know what you need.